or let's go to the lifetime when you lived on that planet as that yellow person. Go to that place, to that lifetime when you lived on that planet as that yellow being. Tell me what you see.
I see that it's nighttime
Mm-hmm.
and there's like a bluish silvery glow all around me. But it's not like dark. Like it's nighttime, but it's like you could still see. Like the moon is putting out a lot of light and it's like illuminating the place. And I have somebody there with me, but he's like a servant. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's someone who like tends to me, like gets me food and like kind of keeps an eye on me almost.
And what does the servant look like?
He's also little and yeah, I can't see any hair. Like he's I don't think they're bald, but
Mm-hmm.
like I don't see any.
There's not much hair.
Yeah, there's no description. Like I can't give a description.
Okay. And what is around you? Are you outside?
Yeah,
And what's outside?
outside
And
and
what's around?
like there's like a stream in the distance and a waterfall, but I don't hear it. Like I can't hear the waterfall. And there's like a tree, and I live in the tree. And there's like green grass, kind of like a meadow, and there's like dew on the grass, like wetness on the grass.
Okay. And are you wearing anything?
Yeah, the same like burlap looking sack.
And what color is it?
It's like a tan, like a light tan, almost like a linen type color.
And the guy that was serving you, what is he wearing?
The same.
And he looks like you, or he looks different?
He looks like yeah, like me, but without jewels.
Okay. And what do your jewels look like?
They're like a ruby, an emerald. I'm mainly seeing rubies and emeralds, and some sapphires in there, just like embedded across my forehead, and like a yellow stone somewhere there too. And they're all cut differently. Like
Mm-hmm.
some are cut like a triangle, some are cut like an oval, some are cut like in just like different shapes.
Is there a reason for the different cuts that you know?
You know,
Okay. So is it four jewels?
it's like about five.
Five? You see five?
Yeah,
So you have one that's ruby, one that's emerald, one that's sapphire,
yeah.
and what's the other two?
Like there's a yellow one and like an orange one. There's no white one, all clear.
And do you have a sense of what these jewels are for?
No,
All right. And you said that they're cut different.
yeah,
And how are they cut?
in different shapes. Like one is like a diamond, one's oval, like a hexagon. like rectangular. No circles.
One's a triangle.
Yeah.
And the other's a square.
Yeah, but it has like facets to it.
Okay.
They're not just like one shape.
Okay. Gotcha. And so this time it sounds like there's someone there helping you.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a servant. Is there anyone else that's there?
No.
Okay. And what the area looks like that's around you? Do you see where you live?
Yeah, in the tree.
You live in a tree. And what does this tree look like?
It's really small. The house is really small that's like built into it. Almost like a tree house, but the living part inside is like in the tree. And
A little bit off the ground
yes,
or on the ground?
no, it's off the ground by like maybe like 5 feet off the ground.
Okay, so how do you get up in the house?
There's stairs, like a ladder. But when my servant like brings me food, he brings it to me through a window,
And what does he bring you?
like fruits. And nuts.
Does this servant look familiar?
No.
Okay. And what color is everything? Like the color of the tree house, the color of the tree?
Right now everything looks bluish, like a bluish silver.
Because it's nighttime,
Yeah.
correct?
But during the day, when everything's like yellow and like orange, it looks like a regular tree, but it doesn't have green leaves. It's like reddish yellow leaves.
Okay. Sounds good. Within that same lifetime on that planet, move to the scene where those golden ships were in the sky. Be there now and tell me what you see.
The ships kind of look like Viking ships, and they're gold.
Mm-hmm.
And there's two of them. And they have like sails on them. Yeah, and they're made of wood.
And they're in the sky?
Yeah.
Okay. And these aren't triangle ships?
No.
Okay. And what are these ships in the sky doing?
I don't know. Right now they're just kind of hanging out there. They're not moving.
Do you have a sense how long those ships been there?
No.
Okay. And do you have a sense of what those ships are there for?
No.
Okay. Is this daytime or nighttime?
Night.
It's nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
And what color are the ships?
They're like a goldish color.
Okay. Is anybody there with you?
No, just my servant.
It's just you and the servant?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For this next part, I would like to bring in the higher self to get some questions about this lifetime on this planet. We had some questions about the ships in the sky. Why were there ships in the sky? The ships that look like the Viking ships.
Mm-hmm. There's nobody on the ships.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like hovering there.
So the ships were empty?
Yeah.
What about those in the previous session that we had a while back? In that lifetime mentioned that they had these golden triangle ships in the sky. What were those ships?
And those are for the people that live on that planet with her.
Okay.
They got in those ships and went to other planets.
Okay. And why did they go to other planets?
To help them. To bring energy to them.
And why do those other planets need energy? Or why do those other planets need help?
I don't know. I think that they were like dying.
Mm-hmm.
The planet itself was dying.
Was one of these planets Earth that they went to?
Yes.
So they went to many planets?
Yeah.
Okay. And why did they have to go to Earth as well?
To help them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know on what to help them, but like the Earth needed positive energy, kind of like it needed like a jump start, like how you would jump start a car. And so like these beings brought like this energy to the planet that the planet needed to survive.
How many beings left that planet and went out to the other planets? And especially Earth. How many left?
No more than 50, but it was everyone that was on the planet.
Okay.
It was no more than 50. And it would be a bunch of them to each ship. Like they didn't have like their own personal ship.
Okay. And how many ships picked them up? Was it how many?
I feel like it was 3.
It was 3.
Yeah.
So these beings, went to all these different planets. They came to Earth to send it positive energy because the Earth was dying.
Yes.
And why is the Earth dying?
It's something to do with the inside of the Earth. But I don't know what exactly.
Okay. Before we move any further, we thought this was interesting. It's still on that planet, and that other alien being is still on that planet and is living a life on this planet. How did humans leave that planet and come here?
It was an orb in the universe. And when it's in space, in the blackness of space, it's just like an orb of light. But when you place that same orb, like on Earth, it's a person. So, like, maybe she's that orb.
Okay. So it's kind of like she's a fraction of that orb?
Yeah.
Like
she exists as an orb outside of Earth. It's
okay.
like a ball of like light and energy.
Mm-hmm.
But if you take that ball of light and energy and put it on Earth, it becomes like a person.
Gotcha. So in the universe, she's an orb, but this orb can break off in pieces for individuals to have life on other planets.
Yeah, but it's the whole orb, not like a piece of it.
Okay, the
Like
whole art.
the
Orb.
orb, like brought itself to Earth. Like it didn't just float around in space and then come here. Like it purposely brought itself.
So in a sense, is the orb, and the orb came to Earth.
Yes.
Okay. The other question we had was the other alien beings went out to these different planets that came to Earth to help out the planets and so on. Why did they decide to come to this planet to have a life as a human?
Because she was living on the other one for so long and she got lonely.
Because the other people on the other planet left.
Mm-hmm.
When here's another question. So when the people are finished on doing their work on the other planets to send positive energy, would they go back to that planet?
It doesn't seem like it. It seemed like maybe that's why I left. The planet was deserted except for me and the servant.
I got you. So maybe they were gone for too long.
Yeah.
Okay. And you think there would be a time frame for when they come back?
It doesn't feel like they're going to come back. I feel like it was a permanent leave.
Oh. So how were on that planet? How were those beings created?
I don't know. They just exist.
They just like create themselves.
Yeah, like the planet created them. Like they just exist. Like they
Oh.
don't have. There's no sex organs.
Mm-hmm. Could the planet create more people or more beings for that planet?
Yes.
Okay. So with that being said, how come that planet or that alien being didn't create more people for that planet?
I don't know.
And also, with that being said, if here is she playing any role with her people sending positive energy to this planet?
No, they're in control of themselves.
Okay.
They bring their own energy. They're kind of like batteries for planets.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. How many came to Earth?
A ship of them. I don't know how many, maybe 15,
Okay.
12, 15.
And they're living a life on this planet?
Kind of like that.
You know, are they living a life as a human or they're living a life as something else?
I don't know what happened to their light and energy when they came here.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if they became human or maybe their energy went into people. I don't know.
Okay. Sounds good. Now, is doing anything because she's here now and she's on this planet? Does she have the same job as those other alien beings with sending positive energy to the Earth?
Yes,
Okay. And how does she do that?
by just existing. Hmm. She has light in her.
Has light in her,
Hmm.
and so she's existing. She has light in her, and how does that light help out the Earth?
Kind of like a battery. Charges it.
Now, is she, if she's still on that other planet and she's on this planet, is she sending energy from that planet to this planet?
No, she left that planet, and she became an orb when she left that planet.
Okay. Is there someone there to
The servant.
the servants taking care of the planet?
Yes.
Okay.
Someone has to be on the planet, otherwise it'll die.
Why would the planet die?
Because it won't have any energy.
Okay.
It'll be black.
Okay. Does the servant has the jewels too?
No, but he has. He's a little bit different looking than the rest of them. He's a little bit taller.
It's kind of like a.
He has a gold stick, like a gold thing.
Gotcha. So is this servant just there to take care of the planet while you're away from the planet?
Yeah, he watches over it.
Okay. Are are you going back to that planet?
Doesn't seem like it. Not now.
What about after this lifetime?
Don't really see it.
Okay. Is after this lifetime is going to live another life on Earth?
Yes.
Okay. Can we see that lifetime in the future? The next lifetime on this planet?
When people die, there's they become an orb with
Mm-hmm.
energy and light. But first, they leave Earth and they become like the soul becomes energy and light outside of the planet, and then it comes back and it becomes a human.
Okay. So what is the next lifetime on this planet? What does that look like?
It hasn't happened yet.
Okay, so she hasn't made that decision yet.
Yes.
Okay. I thought um, we'll be able to see the next lifetime that chooses to be on this planet.
No.
Okay. Easy enough. This is the reason why I ask, and if it's okay to ask you a question that's more um, on my side of the questions. The reason why I asked what would be the future lifetime of on this planet is because I was interested in seeing what the planet will look like in 2084, or about 100 years into the future.
Chaos.
Okay.
It looks like there was another war. Lots of destroyed architecture. And poverty, and people are hungry.
Are you looking at the whole Earth as a whole, or are you looking at a certain region?
It's a whole.
All right. Was it a world war, or was it a war between countries?
I feel like it was a world war over power. And started with the government.
Okay. Is there a lot of people on the planet?
Yes,
Okay.
too many.
And what year is this?
2084.
Okay. Thank you. Are you above the Earth, or are you on the ground of Earth?
On the ground.
All right. What do you see around you?
There's rubble everywhere. I don't really see any people. It just looks like destruction, crumpled buildings. There's some fires and dark smoke. The sky is kind of reddish.
And what else do you see? Dark skies, reddish. Do you have a sense of where you're at? What part of Earth?
I feel like it's in the Middle East.
All right.
And the ground is sandy. And there's a lot of dust and sand particles in the air. And it's giving a orangish hue.
If you could look at the Earth from above as a whole, and if you could tell me the where Europe looks like, you know, does it still look the same? Does it look different?
It looks like a third world country.
Europe?
Yeah, it looks worse.
Why does it look worse?
There's like crumpled buildings, lots of closed stores. People are hungry. A lot of poor people. Homelessness. The United States doesn't look like that though.
Okay. What about if Europe looks poor, crumbling, and so on? For Europe, if you could see it on a map, does it in 2084? Does it still look the same landmass, or has a lot of landmass gone away? Like, how does the country look compared to now?
It looks the same landmass wise, but there's too many people and they fight over resources,
And why is there too many people?
overpopulation,
Okay. And they're fighting for resources like energy.
food, water, shelter. Everyone's poor.
And
It's a violence.
and why are they, since it's such in the future, 2084, why are they fighting for so much resources?
Because of the war.
Oh, okay. Who is the war with?
Europe, the Middle East.
Okay. So the Middle East and Europe is at war.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll explore that some more later on. keep it under time. Um, how does Europe look 10 years from now? And this would be the year 2033.
It still looks similar to what it is now, but dirtier.
Dirtier.
Yeah, and more crime.
Okay.
But there's no destruction.
Okay. The landmass still looks the same?
Yes.
Okay.
Except for Venice.
What does Venice look like?
It's underwater.
How much of Italy's underwater, like as a country as a whole?
The whole bottom part. Like maybe 1/5 of the country.
1/5?
Yeah.
Okay. And what about any other countries underwater? A lost landmass, anything like that? Any other countries?
The coastal areas have lost some landmass.
And why did they lose landmass?
Rising water from melting glaciers.
And what's wrong with the glaciers? What are the glaciers doing?
And melting.
All right. Did in 2084 you said America didn't experience the same thing as Europe, but in 2033 Italy lost some of its landmass because of the rising war with the glaciers. What does America look like?
The coastline around America has lost some of its land. I feel like most of it's in Florida.
Okay. The rising sea levels.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see any of Florida still left?
Yeah, most of it.
Is it still there or is it gone?
It's still there.
Just not all of it.
Yeah, just the very edge.
Okay. And this is 2033?
Yeah.
Okay. And how are the people dealing with everything? Are the people still are the people struggling like they are in Europe?
No. No. The US is better off than Europe.
And why is if you don't mind me asking, why is the U.S. better off than Europe?
Because they're not involved in the war.
Oh, okay. They're
They're
still
neutral. Like Switzerland.
so it's 2033, and there's still a war that's between the Middle East and Europe.
The beginning of war.
Oh, it's the beginning of war.
It's a fight for power now.
So this is like the Middle East is fighting for power, and they want to take over Europe or something.
Europe and the Middle East are both trying to fight for power.
When you say power, like oil and energy power
And land.
and land.
Yeah.
And why land?
Because of overpopulation.
Okay. What about, is the U.S. not hurting from overpopulation?
Yes, but not as bad. There's more homelessness, but it's not as bad as Europe.
So if Florida lost part of its landmass because of the rising sea levels, what about Louisiana and Mississippi?
Yeah, they lost some too. At the very bottom. But the majority's still there. Just the marshlands are gone.
Oh, so the city's still there,
Yes.
just the marshland is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Thank you. That's very, very interesting. Thank you for showing that. So if you could, I know we talked about 2084 with Europe. How how does America look in the future in 2084?
Lots of crime. No jobs. Homelessness. A lot of violence. People stealing from other people.
How come there's no jobs?
Mm-hmm. It's like the government is like collapsing.
Uh, and what's wrong with the government?
Corruption. Like the people overthrew the government.
Okay. Interesting. Thank you very much for the information. That was one of my questions that I wanted to explore. And on top of that, like the alien beings on this planet and so on. So, with that being said, the beings on this planet, um, is Earth getting enough positive energy?
No.
Okay. Is more beings going to come in and help Earth?
It needs more. I don't know if more are coming.
Okay. Do you know anything about the shift by any chance?
No.
Okay. All right. Does she have any guides or angels helping her?
Yes.
Uh, who are these guides and angels? Can we ask that?
One is a man.
Mm-hmm.
There's another one, but I don't see what it looks like.
What does the man look like?
Kind of like an angel. I
Okay.
don't recognize the face.
Looks like an angel or
Yes, like bluish white.
like a man?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Wing?
more like energy than like a physical
Okay.
thing.
Is there any wings or no wings?
Wings.
Okay. So this would be like a archangel or an
Yes.
angel? Okay. Does this angel have a name?
I want to say Michael.
Okay. Let's explore that one night when we have more time. And there was another individual, another person?
Yeah, but the other one isn't as strong.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't see him. Like I know
Like
he
he's
exists.
like he's in the background?
Yeah. Like I know he exists, but I don't see him. He's not like his energy isn't as strong.
As the angels.
Yeah.
Or the angel. Okay. Um does that being wants to step forward so you can see him?
No, it doesn't seem like it.
Okay. Maybe later on. Alright. for the next section, I know we were running out of time, but for the next session, does Karen have access to the Akashic records?
No.
Okay, not a problem. And what about the spiritual library? Does she,
No.
okay. Does she have any guides that can bring her to the spiritual library? The library of records?
The one in the background that doesn't want to be seen. He can, but she's not ready.
She's not ready? What can she do to get ready for something
Time.
like that? Time? Okay. We won't do it tonight. So, and last request, last question. Is she able to see my lifetime, my previous lifetimes by any chance? Is she able to view those?
No.
Okay. Not a problem. Maybe later on. Okay. Sounds good. I know you have many questions. Did she have anything that you wanted to share from the higher self? Was there anything you wanted to say?
No.
Okay. Sounds good. We will wrap this up. I want to thank you very much for coming through today. I wanted to